let's have a small look at the stuff that's in the new release.
Yeah, so it's a version 1.10.3. It has been released 2 minutes ago, so very fresh. And it is a mandatory upgrade. So it is a mandatory upgrade because all subsequent updates work if you do not install this version. This is a very important, because this version rotates the release signing key. So we removed Ben, we added myself. And it is shipping an updated bootloader with these new keys, right? And future releases will be signed with these new keys, and therefore they cannot be installed if you skip this version, right? This is a very, very important point. Yeah, so if you skip this release, your device will be stranded on 1.9.0, and you will get error messages, right? If you try to release it, install it. Of the release notes, I'm not 100% sure I will get that right. So we have some stuff on the hardware side. So we have added a shield light. I think these are the we can maybe, I'm not sure will this will work. Probably not. What do you see? Still the release light?
Yes.
Okay, so now
yeah,
310.
See the PR.
Genau. Yeah, that's the shield light files which are now in the repository, and that is not really relevant for running Specter DIY. So then we added the N3Y scanner. So that was a big one, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe Šnurz, you can just say.
Yeah, I can say a couple of words to that. Y scanner is a new scanner module that's working with the Specter DIY. It already works off the box, so like most functionality already works, but it worked like right off the box. But there was a couple of stuff that doesn't work. So there were a couple of QR codes that didn't were able to be scanned, and you was not able to add a flashlight or something in the settings. The settings didn't work. And what else was there? There was also you need to program it every time, and when you set it up the first time, because it would turn off after 3 seconds. And with this new fix, it's completely gone. So you just plug it in and everything works right off the box. It even works better than the scanner we used before. And this fix also even we have it, I think, a little bit lower. No, it's not. We have even a couple of fixes in the current scanner we used before, so that it's even working even smoother, and it's scanning better, and there are a couple of QR codes that didn't work in the past that are going to work now. So especially a couple of them in my Klaviyo Stack shop, and it's worth installing the update. But I think for everyone, it's worth, because then you get like better scanning experience.
Yeah. Then we have here also add bootloader to upgrade binary. I don't think this is the feature, so I just jumped that. This is a technical thing we just discussed about a bit above. Then we have show lock time and input sequence when signing transactions. So this one is a real feature. So now you see a little bit of different outputs when you look at the transaction. I think yeah, here you see here the sequence is now the relative lock time, And I think the reason why this is something from Oren, and Oren also created a Specter desktop extension, which is called timelock recovery Specter. And this one, there is a video which is really worth watching. It's an awesome physically have a second if you want to have an emergency exit for your whole wallet to a new wallet. You can then create a pre-signed transaction to that new wallet, and you have the possibility, if that gets executed, you will have the possibility to abort it. And I think maybe at some point in time, you should make a video about it, even though you have the video. And that Specter extension he got also released a couple of weeks ago in Specter Desktop. So these two are more or less, yeah, they fit together somehow, right?
Yeah, and some words about that, because I think it's really cool to have that inside of Specter, because before you would blindly sign these things, like you cannot verify it on the device, like the sec time, nsec and
Hi
nlock
everyone.
time,
You
and
have
the
the
rbf or something if this is on. And I think that this is really cool, and we have this inside of Specter DIY, because like most of all the other hardware wallets are signing this blind. So I think here we have.
Yeah, great stuff, Oren. Very good. Okay. So then we have expand detection of possible multisig descriptors and data input parsing CI test. I can't remember what that exactly is.
This is really cool, because we had problems with, I think, 𝗀𝗏𝗿 descriptors and also 𝗀𝗏𝗀𝗽𝗏 descriptors. So if you would scan this QR code, you would get an error message, and if set up, you would be not able to import it into the Specter DIY with, for example, 𝗀𝗏𝗀𝗽𝗏. And with this new update, it's completely fixed. So you can just import it, and everything worked right off the box.
Okay. Well, fix for newer GM65 scanners, CompactSeedQR. So that is also more fixed than a feature. Sorry for that. What is that, Šnurz, in a couple of words?
Yeah, this is also similar to the, because in the beginning it was a problem that they switched the scanner modules that were like the GM65 scanner modules to another version, like the suppliers, and they have needs to be reprogrammed when like adding them to the Specter. And this is a problem, because then every time you need to like scanner programming QR code, if you like plug it in, otherwise you would get weird behaviors in the QR code in CQR scanning, like this CompactSeedQR scanning. You don't need to scan something with your scanner, and you just need to install the new update, and everything is works. And also we have like a about screen in the scanner section, so that we can see more information about the scanner we're currently using with our Specter DIY.
Well, then I think that we have some wording here.
Yeah, this is just because BIP39 password was how we named the passphrase inside of the Specter, and I got often the feedback that it's a little bit confusing, and I just fixed the wording here, it's more clear.
Yeah. And I think the other stuff is not really worth mentioning. Yeah, smaller bug fixes and stuff which is more like yeah, that CI and that 𝘀 stuff and also the build stuff is only internally, and then we have also some doc fixes here. Yeah, so if you just go quickly through the sections, the upgrade usually works via the SD card, and an empty board is done via USB. So then you plug in the device, initial firmware. You can, and the hashes and the signatures. However, this is also enforced on the device, so we are doing it somehow double. And what is also mentioning is the fingerprint, or that the key did change. So when you are using that regularly for your updates, then you have to verify that this key is that is the fingerprint of that new key. Yeah, as usual, this is a reproducible build, and if you want, you can yeah, reproduce the build yourself with these kind of messages and the signatures here, because these are the signatures. Okay, and I think that's it about the new release.
We of course going to put the link release down below, so you can just click on the link and install your update.